Namaskar, hello, and a very warm welcome to CIET NCRT's special live phone-in interactive program. My name is Tanvi Khurana, and here we are with a series of Cyber Jaagrookta Diwas. Every year we come here, every month we come here with a series on Cyber Jaagrookta Diwas, and the theme is very different. So, the theme of March 2023 is Ethics in Emerging Digital Space. And today is the last and the final day of this series, day 5, and the topic of this particular day is ethical practices in online education. So if you have any questions, any queries regarding this particular topic, then reach out to us. You can give us a call on our number, which is 8800440559. At this moment, you're watching us on Evidya, channel number 6 to channel number 12, and also on our YouTube channel, which is NCERT Official. In the live chat box also, you can write down your questions, your queries, and share them with us. We have two guests, and they'll be more than happy to answer all your doubts, all your queries within the duration of this program. So we are going to be here till 5 o'clock, and we'll be definitely expecting your questions. Well, if you have not registered, if you have not participated in this program yet, then please do it, because at the end of this session we are going to tell you that you can participate in the quiz, and the quiz link will also be given to you. And I'll be sharing all those details with you. I'll be showing you the website, each and everything towards the end of the program. So do watch this program, and if you have not watched the earlier 4 parts of this series, then please watch it on NCERT Official. So there's a lot to discuss in this particular topic, and let me tell you that this entire series has been organized by CIET NCERT in collaboration with ISEA CDAC. So let me please introduce to you our two guests for today. Our first guest is Dr. Anant Prabhu Gurpur. A very warm welcome to you, sir.
Namaskar. Welcome, ma'am.
Sir is Professor and Principal Investigator from Cybersecurity and Digital Forensics COE, Sahyadri College of Engineering and Management. We also have with us Dr. Mustafa Basti Khodi. Sir, a very warm welcome to you as well.
Namaste, ma'am. Thank you.
Namaskar. Sir is a professor and head of the Department of ISE and CSE Data Science from Sahyadri College of Engineering and Management. So we are very soon going to begin this discussion on our topic for today, which is ethical practices in online education. But before that, let me tell you a very important information regarding India's G20 presidency. We are extremely proud of the fact that India assumed G20 presidency and would convene the G20 Leaders Summit for the first time in the country this year, that is 2023. A nation deeply committed to democracy and multilateralism, India's G20 presidency would be a watershed moment in her history, as it seeks to play an important role by finding global pragmatic solutions for the well-being of all, and in doing so manifest its true spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or should I say, the world is one family. So with this, let's begin this discussion, and I would like to ask Dr. Gurpur here. Sir, would you like to introduce the topic to all our viewers? Give us a brief introduction, and what is it that we are going to learn or understand in this particular topic, sir?
Yeah, a very good evening to all of you. It's a very interesting topic that we're going to talk about today, especially by Dr. Mustafa Basti Khodi, who happens to be my professor in engineering. So we're going to talk about the importance of ethics in online education, because post-COVID, we have seen a shift, a paradigm shift in education. So earlier we had the regular classroom coaching, the teaching, and now it has all moved online. And I also happened to ask a question to many students, wherein I asked them, how many of you like offline classes? There were about 100 students, and I saw about 30 students raising their hands. And then I asked the next question, how many of you like online classes? And I had about 70 students raising their hands, and then I was shocked. Then I asked them, why is it? Is it because you can just switch off the mic and switch off the camera and then do whatever you want with the other windows that are open and just have a good time? And then they were all laughing. And the third question which I asked, that was something that really touched me, because the question was, how many of you don't like classes? And about 95 of them raised their hands. So that shows how we are moving. So it's very important, and I have to thank the government of India for coming out with this wonderful new education policy, which after 30 long years has really come into force, especially in a nation like India, where education is one of the most important, I should be saying it's a basic necessity, because our USP is the human resource, and only when the human beings, the resources of our nation, are well trained and when they perform at their absolute best, that is where we can be a game changer, and then the nation would definitely march towards becoming one of the most developed nations in the world. Now, the thing is, the biggest dilemma that we're going to talk about is between ethics and morals, because the rules of conduct and societal norms with respect to a group or a culture is ethics, and the habits or the behavior with respect to what individual believes in, whether it is right or wrong, that is morals. Now, to complicate these two things, there is one more issue, which is legal. So we have to deal between ethics, morals, and the legal part. So in one of the previous sessions which was organized, I had mentioned about the trolley problem, wherein a train is approaching and you have the option to change the way in which the train is going, because it divides into two different tracks. On one of the tracks, you have just one person working, and on the other track, you have 5 people working. Now, which way would you want the train to go? So this is a dilemma. So similarly, there are different dilemmas that most of us encounter in our lives. So the doctors encounter the medical dilemma, wherein the doctor has to decide whether to perform the risky surgery or not. The business dilemma, wherein the company has to choose between offering something of a lower standard or a higher standard. The legal dilemma, to decide by the lawyers whether to fight for their clients in spite of knowing that the client has committed a crime. The fourth one is the environmental dilemma, where we continue using the fossil fuels instead of the renewable resources that are available, and the technology dilemma, where a software engineer has to decide whether to implement a feature that violates the user's privacy. Now, in spite of all this, the newer one, that is the ethics or the ethical dilemma, that shows up in the online education, because once these classes have gone online, meetings have gone online, and everything has shifted, we have seen the malpractice has increased like anything. Improper citing or paraphrasing on the research papers, case studies, homework, because we have seen many instances where students have just taken snapshots of the assignments and made them get completed on Google Lens. And to make things even worse, we have Chat GPT now, which can solve almost any question that is thrown by the teacher to the students. Also, there are instances where writing the assignment of somebody else, giving the username and password of the student to somebody else so that they attend, they take the online test, they give the attendance and whatnot. So malpractice, number one. Number two is the plagiarism. So earlier it was only limited to most of the songs of few music directors in Bollywood, where they would just copy it from maybe the Middle East or the Africa or somewhere else, and then portray it to be one of the hit numbers. But then it's unfortunate that in the research field there is much more plagiarism. So that is one thing that is affecting the online education, where somebody has put his blood, sweat and work, toiled all night, burned the midnight oil, and the research work that he or she has published is valiantly copied and it is portrayed as their work. So this is something that we need to look into. And then you have, when it comes to quality control, how are you going to assess? This is the million-dollar question, because when it comes to online classes, whether it is the attendance, because when we talk about students, there are 4 different types of students. We have visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and read-write students. So how is it going to impact these different students? Also, those students who are having learning disabilities and some other issues, who are not having the internet capabilities when it comes to a high-speed net or the resources needed. All these things are should be at the back of the minds of the educators before they commence with any online lecture. Because to end with my keynote, I would like to mention about the 5 different intelligence which was proposed by Howard Gardner, a well-known psychologist. He talks about the disciplined mind, the synthesizing mind, the creative mind, the respectful mind, and the fifth and the most important one is the ethical mind. This refers to the ability to make responsible and principled decisions based on ethical principles and values. So, according to Gardner, these were the 5 types of minds that were quintessential for success in the 21st century. And I'm sure that Dr. Mustafa will throw more light upon all these areas, because this is one area that we need to really focus upon so that we can ensure the best of the education being imparted in our nation. Well, thank you very much for the opportunity. Jai Hind.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. It was pleasure having you. And the way you introduced this whole topic of ethics, it was really a mind-opening one. And you mentioned there are 5 types of minds, and you also mentioned that there's a difference between ethics, morals, and legal thing, and these all are different, which we have already discussed in the earlier part. So I'm sure our viewers, they are going to watch the earlier sessions if in case they have missed it. So thank you once again. So let me ask my next question to Dr. Mustafa. Sir, would you like to talk about the detailing in ethical practices in the online education? And like sir has already introduced, that online education is being preferred over offline education these days. So what do you have to say about that?
Yes, madam. Excellent keynote speech by Dr. Anand Prabhu with his vast experience. So I would like to elaborate more on this, how actually the ethical practices to be followed in the online education. The new mode of virtual learning at various level of education that has opened up globally during the pandemic may likely to stay in new forms forever. It has opened up questions on ethical and social concerns of various kinds of virtual learning from the perspectives of both learners and the teachers. Now, all of you are aware that our new normal is everything that is punctually require online platform, even our classes, meetings, anything we are going to do during our job role too. We are having it over the virtual form. Therefore, it is very important for us, all of us, to understand there is a specific code, there is a specific ethical behavior we need to follow even when we are meeting people online. I just want to introduce you with the word called Netiquette. It's a short form for the internet etiquette. Netiquette is a code of good and preferred behavior on the internet. Observing and exercising good online behavior is not only mandatory, it is everyone's responsibility. I want you to think for a moment on this line. It's everyone's responsibility. So observing good online behavior is mandatory, and it should be mandatory because whatever you do in online platform, it will be actually going to influence whoever connected to you on that particular platform. So it is your responsibility to make sure you do not say or do not do anything over the virtual platform that may have ill effects on other participants. So it is your responsibility. We will discuss on it in the details on the next slides. Here, first we try to understand what is etiquette in society and etiquette in technology. Now we all are aware that there is a particular social law there is a particular code of behavior that we are expected to follow. Look at the etiquette in society, what you're following, now without connecting to online, a code of polite behavior where we need to observe and exercise as a good citizen. When it comes to the technology, same thing we adopt, but online. A code of polite behavior we need to observe and exercise as we interact with other people online. Now, how is it that etiquette impacts our online education? That is internet etiquette. We need to understand that how is it that our behavior affects or impacts everyone who is connected to the online class. Firstly, it prevents miscommunication. Now we can understand that we are not eager on online platform to have real physical interaction or exchange information in real time. So we need to be doubly aware what we say and what over the online class, because it can create misunderstanding and any kind of miscommunications. So due to the lack of physical expression, communicating online can be challenging. Being respectful helps us to understand each other and listen online properly. So main focus of the student, we have to teach them to be understand the lesson that is delivered by teacher, not to create any problems online. The second, it says it enhances the learning experiences. Keeping our discussions focused can only be achieved if everyone's behave politely and respectfully towards each other. Feeling of mutual respect is must. It is a key towards having a focused discussion so that everyone can learn a best out of it. And thirdly, it builds a community of learners. We say the collaboration and cooperation is imperative. More so in this time of especially distance learning. Working together and helping each other benefits all of us. So it is important for us to understand that we are interdependent on each other. We need to continue to be collaborative and cooperative. Working together should be our main goal. And therefore, we have to make sure that our behavior is not repulsive to anyone who are your partner in online education. Hence, this is most important. As the slide says, we are still human beings. Just because we are interacting on online platform does not imply that we cease to be human beings. We still have the same feelings. We still get hurt if we are misbehaved with or if we are insulted. So the most important thing to keep in mind is we are still human beings. Therefore, treat everyone with respect. The proper way to interact with the teachers, students, friends, classmates should stay the same. Just that the students should respect teachers in online education. We should have an atmosphere of mutual respect in our physical classroom, and it should be the same on the online platform as well. We do not say anything online you would not say to the person face to face. Obviously, we are not going to give slangs to person. We are not going to be rude to any person. We are not going to mock any person in physical classroom. We must make sure we are going to follow the same code of conduct in online platform as well. Now, it's high time to realize this is the internet age. Learning is the new normal in the internet. And we had a COVID. Now we do not have a COVID. We had lockdown. Now no lockdown. This is the start of the learning in the new normal. Most of us have adopted to the online education and it's growing. We must continue. Ours is the very rapidly developing age, and even when the situation are normal, We might have to learn a lot via the online platforms. So it is important that we have to learn ethics and etiquettes that we have to follow while interacting with the online platforms. Why? Observe proper ethical practices. A closer look at online manners. Coming to the main agenda of this session, why? Why do we need to observe proper ethical practices in online education? Let us now have a closer look at the behavior that we are expected to follow, and why is that we have to follow a code, a conduct? Why is that we have to follow the rules of ethics? The firstly, to collaborate harmoniously with others. Being able to successfully function online is similar to functioning in society. When we follow the rules of good conduct, we are able to work harmoniously with other people. This also prevents miscommunications and misunderstanding from happenings. So, secondly, to help others and yourself, that is ourselves. Many people are still adjusting to the new normal. When I say new normal, we all know that online education, reached to the every village of the world, during the COVID, and people are coming out of it. And this online learning has become a new normal. We must help each other through online education and move forward. Virtual learning is new, confusing for all. It's not that everyone is ready to be teaching or attending the classes online. Practicing good etiquette makes this an easier transition for everyone involved. And thirdly, the most important is that we should understand in an online platform, we are sharing a common space, which implies that whatever you share through online going to influence everyone connected through that common space. We are all responsible in making our online community safe and a conducive place for learning. We are in the common space because we are all here to learn in an online education manner. We have to remember we must take utmost care about our gestures, what we speak, what we share in online platform. Small mistake may lead to the bigger troubles. That may be the big thing for the new person to the online. And we also should make an illusion. We must feel that we are in a classroom with and a classroom professional and in professional manner is expected from both teachers and students. In that aspect, I have some 5 minds for the future, for the students as well, for the learners. We discussed this code of ethics for online learners and teachers, which has been organized around the 5 minds. We have taken it as a disciplinary, synthesizing, creating, and respectful and ethical mind. And we discuss all these 5 mindsets of the learners as well the teachers. Firstly, we should see the code of ethics for online learners with respect to the discipline mind, uh, where I have dictated in the slide here, where we student as a disciplinary action, having a disciplinary mind, reach for new content and skills and make them your own, because the students should be disciplined to learn the acquire the skills. They have to participate in online course discussions and other activities on a regular and substantial basis, only keeping in mind that I am getting educated from the online. I am here only to learn something, what my tutor, what my educator teaches me. And the students should be able to review course requirement, organize and schedule the work, and persistent as the student reads, study, research, plan, accomplish the work properly as per the plans, learn and practice new technology, skills required for the class assignment, and whatever things required for the interactions. This is a way, keeping all these in a mind in the disciplined way, the students should be having in a mind, and teacher must be able to teach this mind to the student. Secondly, synthesizing mind. A student should be having the mindset to analyze it, question various perspectives and options. They should participate online discussions with a thoughtful post and synthesize informations and ideas. This should be in the goal of synthesizing mind of the student, where he can get into the complete the package of the education he is getting, and analyze it and try to understand by questioning. And thirdly, the creative mind, where the student should be able to contribute towards his own creativity, himself find an ecosystem, environment where he is getting encouraged for the creativity, and use the support and ideas of the online community to participate in the creative processes. And that should be one of the mind he should be having when he attend the education. And fourth one for the student is the respectful mind. As already I have spoken much about the respect, which is mutual understanding between the tutor and the student. Treat your classmates and instructor with courtesy and respect. Think before you communicate. Avoid dismissive or any critical comments you can make on anyone in your group, learning online. Support others in learning by providing feedback, resources, and information. Post questions wherever possible in the chat box. Don't murmur yourself. Don't discuss online with your fellow mates, so that the clarification and solution can be accessed by your classmates too. And you have to welcome and value diversity of learners in your class. And obviously, when it comes to the online education, we can see that there is a diversity, and the people can attend the classes from any corner of the world. And the final one, the ethical mind, how the learners should be having. Be honest in your representation of your background and education. Don't feel shy to say to your teacher that I don't know this. I am not having the prerequisites of the courses they're learning. So having this in our mind, don't keep quiet. A teacher may not be understanding whether you are learning online or not. Be honest whatever you do as you are in the physical classroom. Submit work that is your own, as Dr. Anand Prabhu already said. And there are lots of tools are available. Questions are given by the teachers and answers are given by the tools, and students are going to submit. And have some ethics when you submit the solutions. Follow the applicable copyright laws, and if you refer any of the documents, any of the answers, try to give attribution to the work of those authors and whoever done it. Be an active, dependable member of the groups, and must strive for the excellence, because what excellence you feel you must get from the physical classroom with such kind, same enthusiasm, same energy, the student must be able to get from the online classroom to that's what the ethical mind student should be possessing. When it comes to the teachers, there should also be some same disciplines, all five type of minds. The teachers also must be having some disciplinary mind when teach to the students. uh, they should be able to establish a strong instructor presence in online course, communicate expectations and assignments clearly and consistently to the students, facilitate online course discussions and other activities on a regular and substantial basis as you expect from the students, develop expertise, the technology tools, and be ready to provide assistance to the students whenever they require. Revise course documents, and if you have any web addresses to be conveyed to the students so that they are accurate and current, well advanced, and continuously extend your knowledge of the discipline, what you're teaching. Don't be with the same old syllabus and teach the current advanced students with your old syllabus. That's the discipline you must have in your mind. And when it comes to the synthesizing mind, you should also be able to provide opportunities for the students to consider different perspective and opinions. Contribute to online discussions with the thoughtful post, and that synthesize information and ideas is not only that whatever you have to cover, and you put some thoughts into the student's mind. You also analyze, you also have some synergy of ideas with you, and that you can deliver, contribute to the students community in a better manner. Bring in ideas from multiple areas and disciplines, not that you concentrate only on your subject area. Get into the multidisciplinary aspects and get some interest to the students. Uh, the third one is a creative mind, where the learners require some creativity. For the teachers has to work ethically for creating, where they have to demonstrate and encourage creativity in the online course environment, establish an inviting environment in which to learn and create something, what we say, some develop, design, that kind of creativity. Foster student-to-student collaboration and communication, the peer-to-peer learning. Make sure that the students they exchange the ideas, they share the ideas, they then come up with some creativity, and use some creative mindset in your teaching so that students are able to understand in better way, and they also acquire some creativity and they can produce some innovations. So then is the respectful mind. Respect is from the both the sides. As we being as teachers expect the students to respect us, treat your students with the courtesy and respects too. Think before you communicate. Avoid dismissive and overly critical comments to students. When 60, 100 students are attending your class online, you criticize one student, there is a chance that students record it and play other way. As I said, is a common space we are sharing. We never know where our information goes. So that should be very careful for the teachers to understand how respectfully they can create their mindset while teaching, and facilitate appropriate communication interactions, and provide useful feedback, resource, and guidance on a regular basis to the students. Consider student right to privacy when designing and implementing activities, and communicating through the message box or email. There is a message box given during the online. Maybe you can put the messages. Don't point to some particular student and try to put only general messages, and respect their feelings too. There are people we have seen, we have watched some videos also where teachers are directly in the group trying to use some abusive words for the students, particular students in front of them, and students make it viral. Why we give option to the students, community, and value and embrace the diversity and allow for differing opinions to be offered. And it's not that out of 100 students in your class, you expect same answer from every students. There will be different mindset, different diversified solutions students are having, and respect their thoughts and encourage them to get into their education. And then finally, some more things about the respectful mind, how the students should adopt. Obviously, the regularly review course for the accessibility and make needed improvements. These are the teachers have to follow before they get into the actual teaching. Keep your students safe, deal with issues of inappropriate conduct carefully and on a timely basis. Is not your physical classroom again. Physical classroom, you can stand and there will not be any recording. You can just manage the student there and then. The students will be in front of you, right in front of you. Request and use feedback from students to adjust the course, meet individual needs, and improve your facilitation skills. Because it's not that online education is existing from long time every places. Online education is now in new to the most of the regions, because India like countries are having a maximum number of villages, and reaching the connectivity to the villages only biggest issue, and getting the online education to them is a much bigger task. So is just students are adjusting, and we have to make sure that we understand their situation and respect their situation and guide accordingly. And then the ethics come to picture for the teachers as well. The ethical mind the teachers must possess. Provide an accurate description of your own background and qualification. Again, as you expect from the student, same line I have put here too. When you are expecting students, if they are not knowing anything, you say you also reveal your qualification. You also reveal what is your expertise, so that they will have information what your understanding is, what your knowledge is, what subject they can question you, what they can expect from you. So reveal your expertise to the students, so that they will be very well adjusted and satisfied with you. And model and teach ethical behaviors to the teachers as well. Follow applicable copyright laws, and give the attribution to the work of others if you're referring. As appropriate, to provide recommendations needed by the students for entry into the educational program or profession, because online education now it has become some of the places it's a mandatory on the physical classes runs, and they may require some recommendations from you too, and have some ethics, professional ethics, to deliver that to the students. Establish and implement an assessment system designed for fairly measure students' achievements. Uh, Strive for the excellence, not only yours and your students as well. And finally, I would like to say on the place of ethics, do not do or say online what you would not do or say offline. What we don't like to say offline, we should not say online too. That's what we have to keep in mind, because that is a space where you will be sharing anything you speak to the all the people connected to you, and they may be influenced by that.
I'm sure the viewers, they have got the idea that what they have to say online. So there are times when people are taking this online classes, online education, they sometimes forget the ethics. So thank you so much for reminding each one of us who are here with this session. So I have a few questions. So may I?
Yes. Yeah, please.
Okay. So you mentioned the code of conduct for online education for 5 different minds, and they were disciplined, respectable, synthesizing, creative,
Yeah.
and the last one was ethical.
Yes.
So can we say that the most important mind here is the ethical one, or do we need to focus more on the ethical mind rather than the 4 of the rest?
Yes, see, as I said, the country like India, we are having many of the villages. If I say one small situation which arose during my online education, when I was teaching, preferably one student during the COVID time, he was in his village. All the students were participating from different places in their hometowns, and we were teaching. We feel like when all the students join from their respective hometowns, all are in one class, we still feel that all the students are sitting beside us. That's the feeling, illusion we get. One may be in different state as well, and we feel that all are sitting beside us in online class. But when I was asking one particular student some questions, he was not opening, he was not unmuting his mic at all. Then I forced him, you unmute and open your video. He opened the video. switched on the video, and then I could see behind him there are vegetable sellers, there are fishermen, a person selling the fishes in bicycles. And I asked, "Where are you?" "Sir, I am sitting in one tea stall," he said. I asked why. "I'm not getting the network in my home, so I came here." So how I should because I should encourage his focus. At least he came and sitting there, he is connected to the network and he is listening what I'm teaching. At least he tried to understand my information, what I'm delivering to him. And if I'd asked, if I'd have shouted at him, "Why you are there, that, this and all," I know he would have felt bad and he wouldn't have attended my classes further. Then I had to call him, offline, and I have to make him understand how you can participate, how you can avail the network, and I had to call him someplace. That's where we have to focus mainly on the outcome-based education, where what we deliver and what students gets. That is our main focus.
So the example you gave actually was very sensitive, and the way teacher reacts in this situation, that's very important. So when we talk about the teachers who are in doing the online education, they are doing the online classes, how do they ensure that the student present in the class, they are actually learning and they are not just toying around with the idea of online education?
Yes, now we have seen many of the student faculties also having fear, because so many of the teachers we could see when they if they are touching the computer the first time, they had mind sometimes it's becoming viral. I have seen in social media some videos coming where the students are recording my videos. All these they have in mind. Some people without preparation they go, and faculties, they must prepare well and go. They must make sure that they are well versed with the equipment they use, and they have good knowledge about the all the tools and technologies they make use during their education. Once they are done about installation of all the tools and technologies, and then they have to make sure they prepare well. And preparation should be the expectation of the students, and it's not that we have seen many of the teachers just that they want to finish some portions and they never care whether students are learning or not, and they must follow some activities focusing on every student, or student based activities, some assignments. They create some per student based activities and assess them whether they are really understanding or not. As you said, they focus on students learning than the teachers teaching.
Okay, okay. So I'm sure the teachers who are still taking the online classes, they're going to keep these things in mind, and to make it more interesting, they're going to add some or the other activities in their academic classes. So, Dr. Gurpur said that once in his class, when he asked the students that how many of you like the online education and the offline education, so 30% of them said offline and 70% said online. So you also, as a teacher, would you like to tell us that is it the same case with all the teachers? Are they experiencing the same thing, that students are preferring online education versus the offline education? Can we talk about your students in your particular class? Sir, can you hear me? Mustafa sir, can you hear me?
You're asking me? I thought good. Yeah, okay. So fine. See, offline and online education, I say virtual and physical classroom. See, nowadays I can see if I call physical classroom, students are more adjusted to the online classroom, because students say, "Sir, I sit at home and I attend the class. I can save money. I can save time. I can save so many, so many benefits are there for me where I can also involve with the parents. I can help my mom, help by my father, and parallel I can learn. But thing is, you can never judge the students whether student is learning or not. If he is there in the physical in front of you, then only you can assess him whether really he is understanding. If he's I am sitting here in front of me, there are 50 students. I can by name I can call some ask whether you learned. I can have the peer-to-peer learning. I can have I can call that students, and I can ask face-to-face what are the expectations. I can also see everyone's eye whether really they are listening to me. So where I can focus more on outcome, gaining the skills to the students. When it comes to the online, again come to the ethics, whether really students following or not, whether they are learning or not. So being a teacher, I prefer the physical classroom, and students is the online classroom.
Okay, all right. So we're talking about your students particularly. So would you tell us that at any stage of your teaching, did you realize that your students are indulged in some or the other malpractice, and you've confronted them, or what exactly happened?
Yes, especially during the assessments when we give, because engineering education we have to give 3 times assessments, and we don't encourage students to do the malpractice, and we make sure that if there are 50 students, there will be 3 to 4 teachers, watching them, and again making a video on. We tell them to make video on. Everyone's video will be on. Sometimes what will happen is the video will be disconnected because of the network issues. If bandwidth is less, then video will be automatically switched off in some places. Then we feel that the student has switched off the video, and he is copying somewhere, and we again call him and say, ask why did you switch off the video. Then he says, sir, it's already switched on, maybe this issue, a network issue. Then we had to say him, use your mobile for the video again. Both the side you keep your laptop and mobile, both the side you switch on the video. And some activities, some practices we have to make sure, but 100% yes, we cannot avoid the malpractices, and we can say that compared to the physical offline assessments, malpractices will be more in online. So expecting ethics will be very, very difficult in the online education.
Okay, all right. We got our answer, sir, and it was a wonderful discussion. There's no doubt in that, and I myself have learned so much about the ethics we need to follow during the online education. And thank you so much, sir, for being a part of this program. It was wonderful having you, and this was a great discussion. No doubt the students, the viewers, they are not just watching it live right now, they're going to watch it later on as well. So thank you once again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So thank you to all the viewers as well for being a part of this program. I really think that this was a great discussion, and we've learned so much. And this is not the only program where we have learned so much. There are the earlier 4 programs which we have done on the theme of ethics in emerging digital space, where there was so much information to learn, to grasp, and we should watch it. So like I said in the beginning, that you can register, you can participate in this program, and the quiz link is also given to you. So this is the website. Please have a look at it. All you have to do is type CIET, and this is the first page you will get. Just have a look at these options. In the events option, if you'll scroll it down further, the third last option is workshop/training. Please click on it and scroll it further. So you can see in the current activity, the theme for March is mentioned. Click on it, And once you open it, another page will open. And once you scroll it down, this is everything about ethics in emerging digital space. The schedule is given, the title is given, the theme information is given, the objectives are given, and this is the entire schedule, all the 5 programs which we have done in this month. So this is how you can register yourself. Either scan this QR code or click on this link and register yourself. Just fill in the details and be a part of this program. Here are all the 4 earlier programs which we have done in this series, and today's program will also be added in this link. So you can watch it here as well. And if you scroll it further a little bit more down, you can see that the quiz link has been posted here. 24th of March, 5 p.m. the opening time, and it will be there till 31st of March till 5 p.m. So you have good 1 week to be a participant, and you can attempt this quiz. Once you get the 70% marks or above, you are eligible to get the certificate for this. And if you want to submit the feedback regarding our program, our series, then this is the link where you can write it down, whatever you feel. And this is the link, this is the mail through which you can connect with us for any sort of doubts, for any sort of queries. cybersafety@ciet.nic.in. And this is all the information that we have regarding our series on ethics in emerging digital space. Please have a look. Just CIET.NIC, that is the website you have to open. This is very, very simple. So I really hope that you are going to attempt this quiz, and I'm sure you will get the certificate once you get 70% or more marks. So all the very best, and keep on watching either their channels, and keep on watching our special programs for such kind of quizzes. So stay here, keep on watching, because we have one more session left for all of you, and that is again our special session called Sahyog. The title of the program is Self-Acceptance, the Step Forward for Good Mental Health and Well-Being. Keep your questions ready and share them with us. And my name is Tanvi Khurana. I'll take a leave of you, but before that, let me tell you once again that we are extremely proud of the fact that India assumed G20 presidency and would convene G20 Leaders Summit for the first time in the country this year. A nation deeply committed to democracy and multilateralism, India's G20 presidency would be a watershed moment in her history as it seeks to play an important role by finding global pragmatic solutions for the well-being of all, and in doing so manifest its true spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or should I say, the world is one family. With that, thank you so much once again. Take care. Namaskar.